Okay, good afternoon. Everyone is well. So, where are we? 9th of December. So, we're literally, where are we? Just over 2 weeks till Christmas. I can't believe how quick it's come up. So, my apologies yesterday. Uh, had a friend he's been asking me for a while now. Uh, he wanted to consider looking into trading. So, I said to him, I'm trading every day, come round. And he just turned up out the blue yesterday. So, uh, this trouble is I've only got one desk and I'm in the corner of a room here, so there's not really uh, much room. So it's a sit-stand desk. So we ended up standing here yesterday. That's why I didn't come on the stream. So I was on and off. I was trying to explain things to him. I mean, to be honest with you, I've tried to talk him out of it. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? I've tried to talk him out of it, but he keeps asking. So what can you do? Kind of. I've kind of warned him about everything, but he actually fits conservatories. So he's been doing it 25 years now, and he's just sick of working outside all day long. Because we kind of were on the border of Wales, so a lot of his work is in Wales, so it's quite rural. It's cold, it's wet. So he's just fed up with it. So he was just. So he spent a couple of hours with me yesterday, and he definitely agrees it's boring. And I ended up taking one trade yesterday. It was was it that trade there? I think it was quite early. I think. I think everybody took it. I think. Was it here? Channel break new high. Yeah, it was that channel there. I took that trade there. Really liked it actually. Worked in the first bar, so I didn't trade again. I just put it then onto a sim, and I was just explaining a few things via a sim, just to kind of get a feel for it. So we've got a channel here, break, matching high, lower high here. I didn't want to take this, just in case we come back to this top. Now, is this a channel? It doesn't look terrible, but it's still very much sideways, so it could be a bit of a range with a break out the bottom. You don't know when it's going to push back in. It's a bit hard to say here, so I'm just looking up on Bookmap. There is liquidity down here at about 45 there around, which is around about those lows there. So maybe it's coming down, test these lows. I think it's a bit early to get in here, really, to be honest with you. That one may not have been too bad, but channel break, is that a break and a new high? Well, it's kind of a break, isn't it? It's a matching high. Excuse me. But I can see quite a few orders around here, around about the 80, just under 85 level. Sorry, 8550 level, which is about there. So you don't know whether price is going to come up and kind of test that. But there's nothing we could do anyway. So Daryl, how you doing? Karina, good morning to you. I just hit target 5 minutes ago. Finished the day. Good on you, kid. Well done. Jeffrey, how you doing, buddy? So I've got to say, along my journey, I've had different thoughts and differing kind of opinions on what I feel about teaching people trading. Well, I say teaching people, humouring people. I mean, someone said to me, would you not want to teach your daughter? Answer is no, because I won't want to go through the same thing I've kind of gone through. But I've had a couple of friends ask me. I've had a couple of people, not as much as I thought would actually, but I've had one particular friend. He's been asking me on and off for 6 months. But when you know someone and you just think, I don't think you've got the time and dedication to do it. Because unless you've had a go at trading, you've got no idea what it's really like. So, what can you do? Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? The way these 2 years have gone, I wouldn't wish it on my worst. Exactly. So, I think sometimes you think it's just you. Maybe it's just me doing something wrong. But everyone goes through it. I don't think anyone has an easy ride. I dare say there are people that can, as maybe have a bit more self control. Uh, I'm doing all right, mate. Thanks. So I don't know. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? So we've got 2 legs up here. I don't want to take this at the moment because I don't know whether we're going to push a bit higher. It's hard to say, isn't it? What I will say is we do seem to have 56.25. 56.25. There is a little bit of liquidity there. There's about 130 odd contracts. Not a huge amount up here, but there is some increasing down below. But I'd rather have 2 legs up and test this channel if that's what it is. I mean, there are no guarantees, but uni and study what I have. AI isn't going to replace. Glad my kids are learning trades, but yeah, absolutely. I don't know really. I think it's strange really because trading can be life changing. You can work less hours when you've got the skills to trade in and you've got that self control. The potential is endless, but you've got a fair few years of feeling like crap and miserable. And losing a lot of money. And that's kind of what I'd love my daughter to have the outcome of trading, but I wouldn't want her to go through that learning process. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do it really. I'd like her to have the ability for the time and to have a kind of a better lifestyle, but I don't think I'd want her to do what I've done. I don't know, maybe in a couple of years I may feel a bit different. But unfortunately, to learn to trade, you have to go through that process of changing that mindset. So we are getting a bit of a bit of maybe a bounce here, but I would have to wait for it to push down below the EMA because there's no guarantees. It is rejecting at the right area, but I can see orders 57, 60 up here. So there's no guarantees that I'm not going to take this and it's going to trigger and push up. So it's a bit hit and miss at the moment. Yeah, it's a tough one, really, isn't it? I mean, I've got to a stage now where I'm I think the only way to describe it is I kind of feel at peace with trading. I don't feel like I'm trying to fight it anymore. You can't fight the markets. You just have to basically accept what is, what is, what will be. You kind of got to learn the skills, but you can't play around or do stupid things anymore. And I've come to that conclusion now. So I just don't even try anymore. It's just not worth it. You've just got to sit here patiently and do what you can do. That's it. You've got to wait for a trade to come, take it, no more, no less. Sounds easy, but doing it, is a different matter. But you've got to learn, haven't you? And unfortunately, it's usually learning the hard way, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It does get it inside your head, doesn't it? So let me have a look up here. So we've got orders at 60. So does that mean this is more like a range? And we've had a breakout and a retested up. I don't know. I'm not so sure. It's still looking quite bearish to me. I will say that. But if I'm looking on bookmap, looking more of a compressed area, we've got up at 900 here, which is quite high. We've got some large numbers, haven't we? So it's hard to know what's going to happen at the moment. So looking at the 10,000 tick chart, this is really interesting. This is kind of playing how it should. We had an overshoot there, in which we did this side as well. Often, as we know, we get a sort of break one side and we get a break the other side. So we have bounced a few times here. There's a failure there. So are we going to get a leg, 2 legs down, a test to fail it, and we're going to push up? It looks like it on the 10,000 tick chart. We've dropped below this line as I expected because of the overshoot here. So my guess is, if I had to guess, it's more likely going to push above this than come down. But that is just an educated guess. I certainly wouldn't put my money where my mouth is, put it that way. So that's 68.70. There's bound to be liquidity above there. Whether it gets up there in the end, does that? What did we say? 68.70. 68.70. Okay, basically, so the highs of the day. So this now is starting to maybe just look like a range. In fact, probably even do that. That wouldn't look terrible. I don't know. Put that there, really. Let me just get rid of some of this. So that was hit. So it's hard to say, really. It doesn't look terrible as a channel. It visually looks okay, but it could be misconstrued as that when it's more, when it could just be more of a range. Skynet is coming. Let me tell you, you are a much better trader than some of the gurus we deal with recently. Thank you, mate. That's much appreciated. Glad I'm making an impression. Armanas, how you doing, buddy? Yesterday was a wonderful day. Secured my pay. Good for you, mate. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations. And today it was approved. Fantastic. Well done, mate. It's always nice to earn some money, isn't it? It's a nice feeling when you get that approval, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether it's 200 or 2,000 or 20,000. It's just nice, actually, to get some recognition, isn't it? That your hard work's paid off. Congratulations, mate. Good time of year as well. We can all do with a bit extra cash this time of year. No arguing there. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. So, I'm a bit, I don't know here. If this is a channel, this may be a breakout. It looked like we were going to get a bit of a high low there, but the EMA is flattening out there, and this to me could go up or down. So I'm not sure at the moment. So you've got orders down there at 45, which we know. See, it may have, yeah. Second entry long there. I don't really want to take a trade in this area at the moment. That could be a trap. It is a second entry long, but look, it's triggered and this is coming down. So maybe this is a lower high. Now, I wouldn't really want to go short here. I wouldn't really want to do anything because if that is a channel down, a long may get triggered and may come down and test these lows. But if it is just a range, it's coming off the lows and it could get up towards the highs, in which case the trade may work. But to be honest with you, how I've got this mark, that trade is right into the midline, and I kind of try and avoid trading around the middle. Sometimes you can kind of get away with it depending on what you're looking at. But at the moment, it could go up or down. Felt like eating glass. That feeling, mate. I know that feeling. It was last year in May. Yeah, enjoy it, mate. Nice when you get it, isn't it? It just goes to show you, though, when you play by the rules, things do start to happen. It takes time, and it's, you kind of have that, because there's so much failure in trading, it's very hard to truly believe you've got the skills to grow the accounts. And I think that's why we tend to take a lot of silly risks and gambles, because I think we need that little bit of a helping hand or need a little bit of luck on our side. But when you actually do just follow the rules and play the game and don't do nothing stupid, you do get some payouts. I did exactly the same. That big payout I had in October, I got 8 and 8. That's 16, and another 1.5 and a 1, so 17, 18,500. That was by far my best month. Bearing in mind, I never earned nothing 4 months previous to that because I ended up taking a stupid risk and I lost my accounts. But I think think it was 5 Apex, 5 Traderify, and I just played the game. One contract, I just took it a day at a time, and I ended up getting to payment level. So when you start to get that realization that actually, yes, it takes a bit of time, but it's surprising how quick those accounts grow. But as I've said multiple times, if you can, even $125 a week on average, if you can get one trade clearly profitable in a week, that's $600 a month. You've got 20 accounts, that's $12,000 a month. And that's taking it very, very slowly. So the potential is there. And all you kind of got to do is just manage to just come here every day and just play the game. Disco, how you doing, buddy? That's all you've got to do. It's simple, really. In practice, it's more difficult, but the theory is simple. You sit here patiently, wait for what you believe to be a solid setup. You take it. Whether you win or lose, you do the same again. You move on. Now, it's no secret that I still don't like taking losses. And when I take a loss, I can feel myself sometimes have that little urgency to try and make it back. So for me, the sensible thing to do is one loss and I'm blocked for the day. I can't trade my accounts. And that is going to save my neck. So I think the clever thing about trading is identifying in your weaknesses and putting something in place to mitigate that. And that's kind of where things have worked well for me. So there is a second entry long there. I actually don't think that's a bad trade.
Order submitted.
I don't think that's a bad trade. I think it's going to go up without me. 13 ticks, isn't it? Trouble is, yeah, we've pushed that. We've had 2 pulls back. It's just, there's something that's just telling me to be careful here. I'm going to leave this.
Order cancelled.
There's something telling me to be a little bit careful here. I think it's going to work. 2 legs. We've kind of bounced on that EMA, so it's probably going to work. But something was just saying be a little careful there. I can't. It's because it's around this midline again. It is working. It's probably going to push up there. So I think it's working. Let's have a look. So how far has it gone? 2.5 points. Actually, do you know something? It was a triple test as well. I didn't see that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a triple test. How far has it gone? 2.5 points. Let's see if we get a higher low.
Order submitted.
I mean, it may come back and do the thing, but let's see if I can get a higher low here. You need to learn how to take a loss. Yeah, it's not easy, mate. It's really not easy. Is that triggered underneath there? It has, hasn't it? Or has it? I don't think it has. I don't think I was just looking for it to trigger that bear bar. So I'm just going to sit tight.
Order cancelled.
For me, it is a second entry long, but it's around this middle. We've got areas where we bounce there, so tough one, that is. Something just told me to be a little bit careful.
Order submitted.
This is a higher low. We've got orders at 60. Trouble is, there's not much flipping room to the 60. That's the trouble. We've got orders at 60. No, I'm going to leave this.
Order
Uh,
cancelled.
we've got sell orders there. It is a higher low, but I'm leaving it. You can see those sell orders, so it may hit those sell orders, 1, 2, 3, 3 attempts, and push back. You're going to have liquidity here and here and here, no doubt about it. Yeah, Dan's saying, no, I didn't take it. It's a little congested. It is right, actually. It is a little congested, and it's around this midline. So you've got to be a bit careful. So it's hit them sell orders. Let's see where price goes now. It may push down now and take out, a few of these bits of liquidity. So did it work from there? I think it did. Yeah, it would have worked. I would have had to get out there, which is kind of right. I'm glad Dan left it. That gives me a little bit more. It does look a bit congested. It's a little bit sideways. So I think a lot of the time, I tend to. It's for me now. It's what does the picture look like? I'm not worried about counting legs or whatever. That's not so important. It's what does it look like? Trouble is, if this is a channel, it may well come down here and break below areas like that. So the 10,000 tick chart's telling me it may, we've had this kind of channel up there, and we've had 2 bounces and a higher low there, and it is moving up. So, and an overshoot there, day before yesterday or Friday. And then yesterday we broke out kind of similar. Often we do that, don't we? We have a break at the top, break at the bottom. And we got a leg up, 2 legs back. Looks like it's trying to push up, but you never know whether it's going to do this. 1 attempt, 2 attempt, 3 attempt, and then down. So, uh, I look great in hindsight, but yeah. Yeah, I think the simple, I don't now ever worry about missing a trade. I don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest to leave a trade. The simple fact is, if it doesn't feel right, I just leave it. It is a second entry long. It's kind of fitting nice on that EMA. And I would have said it's probably going to work, but it is just a little bit sideways, and it's around this midline. You can see we've bounced there on the midline. We've bounced a few times there. So you don't know where it's going to trigger, push up and bounce again, and maybe have 2 legs or something. So I didn't mind leaving that. It would have worked anyway, but that's irrelevant, really. It didn't feel right. Okay, Thomas Wade took the higher low, actually. I think. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so Thomas Wade took the higher low. I don't think it was terrible. If this is a channel, there's a fair chance we're going to get up the top here, you'd have thought. Uh, and he got in on a bit of a limit order. He saved himself 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 ticks there or something. Uh, so yeah, he's out for whatever he went for. I think, depending on what the ATR's like, he's probably went for 2 points there, I'm guessing. So he got in about here, didn't he? So 2 points. 2 points, 10 ticks. So, yeah, he'd have been out there on that first move. I don't think it was a terrible trade. There's just not much room to the highs. And you never know if it's a bit choppy. Is it going to flush down? I'm guessing it will probably have worked. Uh, but it's quite a nice looking second entry long there. But, you got to make a decision, haven't you? And stick with it. So, we've got orders at 65. there. Okay, so we've got some news coming up in 5 minutes. I'm surprised. I just wonder why that did that again. There's 2 bits of news, 1 minute apart. That's why. So it gave me 5 minutes twice. So I'm going to get rid of this larger channel link. This is just weaving away a little bit, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm not sure whether I don't like that now or not. I've got rid of it. I mean, to be honest with you, I think now it's just that one. The trouble is in hindsight when you can see it go up. I get it. It's kind of like 2 legs up, and there's a triple test, I suppose, along there. So we have kind of tested that once, twice, 3 times. There's a second entry short there, so it is a failure, and it's a second entry long. What I will say is, whenever I do take a trade, I love it when it's hugging the top of that EMA. It's come back right through it and pushed up. So it's not terrible. It's easy to make these decisions, isn't it, when you've got limited kind of information in front of you. We've had this move down, so I've got rid of that channel now. I'm just looking around, and I think I can see multiple people tending to just get rid of it now. And the kind of more I look at it, the more I'm thinking, yeah, I think it's probably stretching a bit. The next, not that one. What about the higher or something, are you? Okay, so 2 minutes. We've got some news. Uh, so yeah, it's just, I think it started out ranging, really, isn't it? With 1 trade a week. You're not about me. Well, what I was doing is kind of using that as an extreme. All you need is, I mean, if you were to get 1 trade a week, so if I take a trade now and I win $150, So let's say you get that clear. I didn't mean just one. I think let's say you take one. Let's say you take three, you lose what you take one. Sorry, you take two, you lose the third. You're up say $150. Even on a slow week, $600 a month. You got 20. Sorry, $600 a month. You got 20 accounts, $12,000. So yeah, I wasn't saying that's all I kind of do. Ordinarily, I suppose most of the time I probably do four trades, maybe four trades a week on average, I suppose. Sometimes a bit more. I mean, last week was a little bit of an odd week, to be fair. I spoke to a few people who didn't do much. Uh, but yeah, main point being is you don't need to do a lot to make a living. So you can see our bookmap's gone black, can't you? This news is here. It's not really doing much, to be honest with you. Uh, so I can see those orders there. So I think there's a good chance there is some buy orders at 60. So if we can get a pull back to here, if you want to go long in this thing, if you think this is going up, certainly to there, we come back, we buy here, we sell here. Kind of scenario. So yeah, absolutely, mate. It's not difficult, I don't think. Uh, if I took four trades in a week, for instance, and I lost one, my win percentage would be about what 70%, just under 70%. That's not. That's more than doable. So you win three and you lose one. So let's say you're up two. Let's say you're up $250 after fees. $1,000 over a month, just over $1,000. You got 20 accounts, $20,000. That is a serious amount of money. $240,000. And if you're earning $240,000, chances are you're going to be putting a chunk of it into your own account and trading that. So that is going to increase some more. And if you can do that, you're quite likely going to get 5 Traderfy accounts, 5 Lucid accounts, 5 take profits. The potential is there to grow exponentially. So, you don't need it. But I was making kind of an example on a bad week. Let's say, you're up $125 per week, $500, 10,000 a month. So it's, you don't need a lot, even with a bloody damn awful month. You don't need a lot to make a really good living. But someone said to me, when traders start to make money, that's when they kind of grow exponentially. Once you make money, then you can start adding more prop firms to your own account, and that's when things can kind of, potentially skyrocket. But last week was particularly crap. I found there was a trade I got in that I got out for a tick. It would have went on to work. So if I'd have left that alone, I'd have been up 150. It's just one of those things. I took a trade yesterday, so I'm already up 150 on my accounts. Uh, so I hadn't made this much money by the whole of last week, and Monday I'm already up 150. So you don't need a huge amount to make a nice living. So taking two, three, four trades a day, it's not important. More trades you take, the more losers you're going to have. Really, obviously depending on how you trade. So we've pushed up and kind of made a matching high by the looks of things. There's a bit of an overshoot on that. Uh, so, uh, so what's going on? Nothing I can do here anyway. I can see orders up here. So between 70. And 68.5. So it's probably going to be easier. So between 68.5 and 70. So I've got sell orders in that little area there, which would kind of make sense. If you wanted to sell, you would be selling at the top. Now, whether that's the move down, it may well be. We've still got sellers up here. It doesn't mean to say aggressive sellers are going to go, that's high enough. Let's drop me short order in here, put me stop up here, and see if we can't capture move down. Then there is an overshoot. So, a lot of times, as we know, sometimes we pull back a bit, push straight up, make a new high, and then come down. Other times we'll make a correction, maybe a little bit out this, which is kind of what it looked like we were doing on that 10,000 chart. Break out the top, break out the bottom, and then back in. So it's hard to say. Leify, how you doing, buddy? I used to be a big fan of Thomas Wade, but lately has changed. He's went from being a trader who carefully filters trade, and he takes high probability. Yeah, someone who jumps in. Yeah, it's hard to say, really, isn't it? I mean, how do people develop and change over time? Yeah, it'd be nice to know his stats. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you make money out of this business, uh, you know, fair dues to you, because it's not easy, as we know. But yeah, but I don't know, people change, don't they? They change and adapt. It's hard to know really what you're doing yourself. Sometimes it's easy to see in other people because you can kind of sit back. Uh, yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Last Friday, the video he posted was so frustrating. Was it Friday? Let me just take a note of that. Can't remember. I'll have to go and have a look. Just take a quick screenshot of that. It's frustrating watching Max last night with no sound, wasn't it? In fact, I noticed Matt marked his trade the other day that only went for 3 ticks. Strange. I don't know whether that was Thursday or what. I'm going to have a look there. Only went for 3 ticks. I think he marked it by accident, I think. So, anyway, Max especially. So we've hit this level. We've kind of what looks like a matching high. It's a tick above there. It looks a bit higher. I think it's because it's just a little bit wider. But we've made a matching high and we've pulled back, what, 2, 4, 6, maybe 6.5, 8 points maybe. So is that the move down, or are we going to come up and try again? Tough one, isn't it? So sellers at 65, which tells me people may be thinking this is now coming back. If we get a pullback, they might try and ride this lower. And 68.75. 6875. That's a bit higher, is it? 68. 868. 86875. Sorry. Yeah, sellers are going. If it comes back up here, then we'll have a go. You never know with a little overshoot. As we know, sometimes the thing can just reverse. It's certainly be in the right place to reverse. I mean, it's hit the top, hasn't it, perfectly? So if you're wanting to take that trade short, it wouldn't be a terrible place just to jump in there, would it? And the other sellers I can see are here. There are a few a little bit further up, but if you got in here, put your stop up here, and I don't know, got 2 to 1 before the midline. I'm just not sure about this at the moment. I don't mind that. So channel, small break, new low. Sellers at about 62 as well. So maybe people are thinking this thing's going down. Sellers. So there are sellers around here. Uh, so to me, it does look like the overwhelming majority are thinking about selling this thing on the way down. You don't have the overshoot on your chart. Let me try up my second chart. Yes, I have it there. I've got a perfect touch. That doesn't look too bad. Perfect touch, small overshoot. I've gone from that first swing. So second entry long there. That's interesting on this chart. I would leave that personally. It may work, but I would leave it personally because of the overshoot. As we know, sometimes that first trade after an overshoot can trap you and then come down. So I always leave that. It is a channel with a small break and a new low and a bull bar, but because of the overshoot, often you'll get one the other side, and that's sometimes what can get you into a trade, trigger you, come down and stop you out, and then drop out outside here, which is kind of opposite. So on this chart, it looks a bit trappy. I don't know. It might not be. Perhaps it's just me. Orders at 65. Let's just get rid of that. Because of the overshoot, or it looks as an overshoot to me, sometimes it'll trigger an early traders and then stop them out. But I just have a bad feeling about going long at the moment. Yeah, I've got strong sellers there. Now that's interesting. Quick sell off there. We had a really quick bar. Trouble is, if this pushes up, breaks above there, there's no room left to these other sellers up here. So, uh, 65, 66, 68. There are sellers right up here. So, So there's definitely going to be some longs trapped here. As I say, I wouldn't take a trade here for that obvious reason because of the possible overshoot. A lot of the time we'll get a kind of a matching breakout of the opposite side of the channel. But then you've got a failure, you've got a long failure, which may be trapping the shorts. Anyway, I'm just giving this a miss because of this. Uh, my guess is it's going to break below there. Buy orders around 58 and a half, which is there right at the bottom. One tick below that big bull bar. So if you see these buyers here, if you wanted to buy, that wouldn't be a bad option below there. But and then all of a sudden you get a strong move up. So I'm guessing aggressive. Yeah, look at the aggressive. There's twice the amount aggressive seller that are buyers there. The good thing about this being a few seconds behind is you can see the move and you can see those increase there in aggressive buyers. So buyers are liking this area anyway. So I think that's probably a safer option. I'm still sitting tight here uh, at the moment because it's triggered that bear bar, pushed up and stopped it out. Maybe a double trap. This still may come back. Uh, those buyers pushed that up a tick above that bear bar there, and all of a sudden now we're on the way back down. So this is starting to get a bit congested now. So looks like a Vlad special reverse. Stop run. Yeah, and now we got one doji, possibly a second. So this is clear congestion. My guess is just looking at these, there are orders at 65 up here, and there are orders down here just below this. So where's the buyers? 60, sorry, sellers 65. So at the moment, look at that. Even you got sellers up here, buyers down here, and what's happening? Prices going sideways. You've got that kind of pull from above and below. Uh, Bearish bar there. It's triggered. Is that going to push up? But look at this, clearly congested now. So for me, it's a toss of a coin whether this goes up above that or comes down below that. Speedy, how you doing, mate? Sorry, but I didn't see you there. The lower high took today was the good, to be honest. Yeah, see, I didn't like that, but as far as a setup, it is better confirmation. And what Thomas doesn't do, he doesn't go. If you look on the charts, he doesn't go. Oh, I've only got a point to the highs. I can't take it. Thomas Wade doesn't usually think about that, and I think part of the reason that he doesn't think about it because I think for the most it really doesn't make a massive difference because we get this move up, a bit of a correction, a triple test with a higher low, that's usually confirmation. There's a good chance we push up for a second leg, which is kind of what we did. So, he's read it pretty good there. So you can see these buyers down here, one tick below there. There's some, and possibly a bit lower. So I read that right. To me, it was an overshoot, and when it's an overshoot, often we'll have one on the other side, which we are now. Whether that will hold or not is hard to say. There's a higher low there. I'm sitting tight here. This is just pure congestion, and it looks like a shoulder head. And if this is a shoulder, it may trap that bull bar there and rush down. Looks like a shoulder, head, and shoulder, which is a bearish pattern. So it may go up, it may come down, but at the moment I'm leaving this. It's just got "be careful" written all over it. So looks an overshoot for me. I'd expect the same one there when we get a move like that. Channel break, new low, trapping a few longs here, and then down. EMA's flat. See if it triggers that bull bar there, and then comes down. But as I say, we've got orders up here and orders down here, so it could go either way. We've got that kind of pull from above and below. So bull bar's triggered. Let's see what happens. You can see on Bookmap there's a very even amount of buyers and sellers above and below. So it may, trap longs, stop them out, trap shorts, stop them out. I won't be surprised if Thomas Wade gets into one of these. Not see anything yet. Yeah, see, Thomas Wade hasn't got this as an overshoot, so he may get into one of these trades. I've got it as an overshoot on both mine. I know you could clip off some of that. I just like the way it touches 3 times perfect there and 1 times perfect there. Channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, 3rd attempt. Is this a triple test and we get rushed down? Oh dear. I wouldn't want to go long here purely and simply because we've bounced off the highs and there's going to be a lot of longs trapped here. Longs there, longs there. It looks a bit better on here. We've got big bull bar there, big bull bar there. So you're going to have traders trapped there thinking this is going up. For me, we've come right off the top. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Do I really want to go short here? It's a tough one, isn't it? It's very tempting because we're going to have a lot of stops here. And if we do get that leg down with a couple of attempts, I actually think that's going to come down. But because it's choppy, I think it'll work, but I'm leaving it because it is congested. So you could go 1, 2, 3, triple test, we come down for a second leg. But I'm just leaving it. It's choppy. My guess is it would probably work, but as I say, we push down. We've made 3 attempts to go higher, 2 legs up. It's probably going to work, but this, because we got those sellers up here and buyers, it could go up, it could come down. So you may argue we got a triple test, 1, 2, 3. We could have a triple test to go along there. So I'm staying well away from this. I'll let them battle it out. See, part of me thinks we move down into it, we try a few times, and then we come down for a second leg. Now, that may be the case, but it could do the complete opposite. Yeah, Thomas Wade, no trade zone. We break out of this. I'd say it's got more chance of coming below there, but that is just an educated guess. Uh, get very trappy. There's an even amount of sellers up here and buyers down here. There's buyers wanting this thing to go higher, and there's sellers clearly wanting this thing to push lower. If you can get below these two bull bars here, if fair chance you're going to get a second leg down. See, Dan hasn't got this as a bigger channel. He's got this as like that with a break and a new high. So in that case, this may well come down. As I say, I think it's got more chance of coming below there. And it looks like it is. Yeah, it has. So I think it's probably going to be easy to come down from that second leg now. I was tempted. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new high, 2 legs back. See, in hindsight, it looks like an okay trade there now, doesn't it? But when it's around that middle, you don't know it's going to do that. So how far would that have come down? So it wouldn't have hit my profit yet. Yeah, see. It's okay. So 63, we've got sellers. 65, we've got sellers. And 64, 3, 4, 5. So we got sellers in this area. So push down 1, 2. Maybe we get a triple test, push up, clear some of this out, and then drop again. You can see how this is kind of testing this area. You can see it here. It's testing it. It's testing it again. So push down. Maybe call that one, second one. It may push up here, clear some of this liquidity, and then have a drop. Liquidity in this area is making sense. If you wanted to short this, short it above this liquidity. So I get why people are trading there. So if we had a nice triple test, that wouldn't be a bad trade to take that for a second leg down. So if we end up doing this, you know what I mean? So it goes up the top here. So leg, bump, 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 triple test, and then strong down there, liquidity down there, maybe some down there, ready to. Liquidity is going to make it easy to once it clears this, or if it does push down and clear these uh, on its way down here. So my guess is it's going to come up here, pick up some sellers, trying to push that down. So at the moment, that's what I'm seeing now. Whether it does get up there, who knows? So 63 and 65 and 64, all this area. So excuse me a sec. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and I'll be back. Yeah, unfortunately, that's where it came down from. So traders are up here trying to short it, but so most of that liquidity is gone now. You can see it up here. So we got some left at 63. I can't see it coming back up there for that, but let's put it there anyway. So there is some shorts there just in case that does come up. And 61, some of these are getting lower as well. So there is traders saying if this comes back up here, I'll short this. Does look like it's probably going to work its way down. It's very much looking like a range. Trouble is, I don't know if I'd short it if it came back, because it may well push up and clear some of this out. You just never know. Okay, so that would be a better option for me. So 63 and 64 and a half. There's a 63. 64 and a half is a little bit higher. Can't see it coming up that high. It does, it'll clear this. So it's been a while. How many ticks do you use for stop loss? Is it set amount price? No, mine changes depending on if I trade this bar, it'll be based on the signal bar. So my order will go one tick below the signal bar. Stop will go one tick above. So it's almost always different. That ATR's 2 3/4 at the moment, so I'm guessing tick above, tick below. Probably going to be around 3 1/4 on average, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But yeah, that's what I think. So unfortunately, you read so much, a lot of traders or, traders teaching or whatever always say keep your stop loss the same. You can't do it, Pat. It's almost impossible. Uh, I mean, you can. I tried it really with. I went on to range bars, and if you put, you set range bars, every bar will be the same. So you can. It's much easier then to kind of balance your risk, but I just found that a bit hit and miss. So yeah, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So 64.5. Get rid of that. 64.5 there. So we've got shorts there. So we have 2 legs up. Maybe test this area. Come down. Tough one, is it? We've bounced on that midline. Uh, I'd say there's certainly probably more buyers down here. 57 I got is kind of the lowest, just under 57, which is there right at the bottoms. I prefer them when they're under there. It may well come down, but 57 to 58, so around about that area. Okay, we know there are sellers there. It's hard to say if we got something like this. We could have a second entry short. It may come down, but at the moment it's just a little bit unclear. Could argue triple test. 1, 2, 3. It is a second entry short. I'm just not sure at the moment. I don't know what's happening. It's not super clear. Could be a bit of a range, maybe a bit of a channel. We got a triple test here. We got 2 legs down to push up. So I don't know here. I can see orders above and below, so it could push up. Where's that? So got sellers up here, so it's hard to say really. It's not super clear. Someone was saying fell second entry short. I don't think I'll be thinking about going long at the moment. My personal thoughts is this is more likely, as it's a range. I think it's more likely going to come down. Uh, Someone's saying a higher low. Uh, it's not super clear really. So there are sellers there. One tick above that big bar. Moving up a bit. 58. There is some at 58, which is there. It's just congested. It's hard. I mean, there is a second entry short. It did push above there and came back down. Trouble is, we push up, have a little bit of sideways or angle a lot, and I see that quite often. We get a strong move up, a little bit of slow upward movements with little bodies, and then a strong push up. What kind of risk to reward? I would say, realistically, I tend to risk on average about 3.25, between kind of 2 3/4 and 3.5, 4 points. And I go for 4 points. So it varies. It's not black and white. It depends on the signal bar. I mean, if I take that trade there, that bearish bar, order goes a tick below, stop goes a tick above. So realistically, the risk there would be, just zoom in, would be about 3.25, I'd say. So maybe not, maybe 3 points. So not as big as I thought. So that's 61, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 2.5, 2 3/4. So yeah, tick above, tick below would be a 3.25 point risk, and I will be taking 3 points. So it's not far off a 1-to-1. It's about as close as a 1-to-1 as I kind of want to get. I don't really want to go more than 3 points, but what I like about trading kind of for the 3 points is, a win more or less cancels out a loss, give or take. Yeah, I mean, it does. What I will say is when you get really strong trades, they comfortably move. So the trade I took yesterday was that one there. Second entry short. So we had a little channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new high, nice bearish bar. Also, what I like, there's a higher low there, so there's bulls trap there. So I think that's a good setup. And literally, if you got a tick below, I was in and out of that in one bar, but the potential to ride it below there's certainly 6 points available and more. And if you really wanted to hold it, it never came. I mean, you could have ridden it all the way down. You wouldn't generally do that anyway, unless you're mental. But if you just followed it to there, you've got yourself 3.25, and then put it down there. And then once it broke below there, I would kind of squeeze it down. You may get 6 or 7 points. So I think it's fair to say if it's a strong setup, other traders will trade it. But look how nice it can't close above that EMA there. So you'll get a fair few traders getting into this area based on what this is looking like. And you can tell that by how strongly it moved down. So if it's a good setup, 3 points is nothing. It'll easily do 3 points. It's a small move, really. I mean, you got to get 3.25, haven't you? So that it's nothing really. It's not much of a move if you get a decent setup. So Mac will go for a point. Mac needs to take 3 trades to make what I would make off one trade, point for point. Obviously, he trades a lot more contracts, and he trades runners. In most cases, your runners get stopped out. So I mean, if he took that short there, he probably wouldn't be out there. He'd be out here, but then it came back and took out his stop. So in most cases, your stop will get taken out anyway. But that's why, and I need to take less trades then. So that's why I sit back and wait for something really good. Because if you wait for a good setup, they don't fail. They really, really rarely fail. I can't tell you the last time a really quality setup failed. I really couldn't tell you that. He did 1 to 3 with his NQ. Yeah, it's different on NQ, isn't it? I forget how the points work, but there's kind of way more points, isn't there? For the kind of the same money. So that second entry short did work. Trouble is, you're going short into the midline. It's still very choppy. So a lot of the time, we've had a break out the bottom here. Sometimes it'll push up and have a break out the top. Now, although we did break out the top, we closed in this range. So it's just a little bit too confusing for me. I don't think it was the worst trade in the world, but I'd have preferred it pushed up a bit higher and then sort of closed here. That would have looked a bit better, I think. So sellers at 62, which is there. So I think that when we pull back here, there's been sellers right the way along here and there. So that's giving me an impression this thing's moving down. So doesn't look terrible. So if we have a couple of legs up, test this area again, pick some sellers up there, that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? So whether it is a two-tiered channel or something, it's hard to say. Now, my only slight concern here is if this is a channel and that's the bottom, we haven't got down to the bottom. If we bounce here, we could have a break. We could push out, so it's hard to say. So just for this exercise, I'm getting rid of any colour there, so it's an area of interest, but not necessarily a channel. Doesn't look terrible along here. We kind of working around that midline, so I don't know. Pull back, stop shoe. Then go, yeah, it's annoying that, isn't it? Then goes in your favour. It is annoying. So 55-ish. We got sellers, sorry, buyers down there. That a little bit, yeah, around the 55, 54 area. So down here, let's call it there. There is a failure there, second entry long failure. Trouble is, it's congested. Now, you may argue it's a breakout pullback, trap some longs, so it may work. It's hard to say. Trouble is, we've got sellers up here. It may well push up, stop out that. So, you know what I mean? Well, look, just as I said that, look what's happening. There you go. So if you're in that trade, then thinking breakout pullback, let's take a short, trigger just stopped you out. So, you know, it's tempting that it's looking like it's pushing out, but you know, it's chopping around in the meantime. So look, yeah, so if you got in there, just as I was thinking, look, you could get trapped here. I mean, it literally triggered it and turned. So you can't take those thinking this is going to push down, especially when you clearly see there are orders up here. Aggressive buyers at the moment forcing this up. So let's see where there are sellers here. So 64. So we know there are sellers there at the top. 66.5 as well. That's a bit high for me. I can't see price getting up there. Not to this. There, yeah. I mean, you can clearly see there's resistance there and there. So if you take that across, you can see where those sellers are, can't you? Right in this area. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, and sell it 2 legs up. So if we can get up to here, the 4, then we may get something. Oh, excuse me. There is a second entry long here, so that is a failure. Trouble is, I can see there's orders up there, so I wouldn't be surprised if this triggers it and pushes it up. In other words, has 2 legs. And the reason being is if this is the bottom of the channel, this has only got down as far as here. Didn't get to the bottom. So in that case, so many times then we'll get a break. Okay, so Mac has got that as a channel, surprisingly enough. So if that is a channel, then this may push up and make a new high. So, yeah, Mac has got it as a channel. Uh, so maybe we keep that then. Trouble is, my gut feeling we was pushing down. Mind you, we make multiple times to push up and we can't get up there. It won't always. Trouble is, if we're on an uptrend and we get to a level like this, it could just turn, and it may not. Sometimes these channels, yeah, they'll have a break in a new extreme, but if they hit a certain level, sometimes they'll just reverse. That's how I find things. So we're coming into this area again. So break out the bottom, break out the top, 2 legs up. So what is it? 66 and a half area. So for that reason, there's nothing I could do here anyway. So congestion. Drop out the bottom, 2 legs up, break out the top. So is this thing going to come down now? While we got those orders at 66, well, 65, 66 area, I'm just going to sit and wait, but it may well come down. It's kind of 2 nice legs. Hard to say. Well, it certainly worked. Aggressive sellers. Double the amount of aggressive sellers pushing that down. The good thing is, because we're a few seconds, I like the fact that you just got to glance up there and you can see uh, the climb just after you've seen your move. So, yeah, see, there's quite a few people talking about longs, but yeah, you may say it's going to retest the top, but what you need to pay attention to is it's made that many attempts to push up and it's failed every time. So it's a matter of time before it just goes in the opposite direction. So there's quite a few people I've noticed talking about longs. Did you take that second entry long? Are you looking for the long? Blah blah blah. Uh, you know, it's irrelevant to a degree whether we got this. The more times we do push up and fail, and then things will just turn. A lot of wicks, yeah, it is a bit. So that I ummed and ahed about that. It was 2 legs. The bit that stopped me is the fact that we had sellers here. So uh, it's one of them things. That's irrelevant now, anyway. No, there was quite a few people talking about looking for a long. I think after Dan posted Mac charts, there was a few people talking about long. Someone said go long. Someone said looking for a second entry long. Uh, so is this thing going to come down now? We know we got liquidity here. We had that second entry move. Uh, yeah, I've got a bigger time frame here. I've got the 10,000 tick chart I'm looking at. So we had an overshoot here. Working nice there. We had this overshoot and a bigger correction and overshoot there. So we've had this channel up with a break, 2 legs back. There is kind of 2 legs down, so it does look like it's trying, but once, twice, three, we're really struggling to get above. So it's just hard to say. Uh, yeah, I mean, we've pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, pushed up. It does look like that this may go on and up. Who knows? Test the highs here. Yeah, possibly. Trouble is, we tried multiple times here, and it just gave up the goat, and down we came. So, uh, who knows? So I can see sellers at 63 and 3/4, which is there at this area again. So whenever we've been up here, there's sellers here dropping this further down. You can see them there. There's some just about 6.5 as well. Uh, there's sellers at just over 66 1/4, so around about there. I thought that was going to push up a bit higher, and then it just dropped like a stone. Uh, so you don't know whether it's going to do the same thing. Trouble is, that's one channel up there, so that maybe 2 little ones or 2 legs. That I wouldn't want to go short just there, because that is just one channel up. Uh, the way this is moving, I would expect it to push up below, above here and here, clear out any possible liquidity. Oh, excuse me. So I certainly would expect this level to get hit. See, looking on that 10,000 tick chart, we've got 2 legs back and a real strong bull bar. See that bear bar there that's triggered and pushed up? You'd have to favour that for pushing above there, wouldn't you? And then if it went above there, it would probably do that next bar. So that's 4 1/4. So it's likely going to break above there. Now, this is a first bit of a break here, so I think that's going to push a little bit higher before it comes down. So I won't be getting into a short just here. Uh, oh, excuse me. Whew. So straight up at that level. And above there as well. So that did what I expected to it based on there. You can see that big bear bar there. There's another one about a tick above there. So it was going to push up and clear that out. Be interesting to see where it goes now. Is it now going to go that way? So there are orders up at 70. Is this going to push up to 70? I can't see it. Scott channel. Break a new high. Cleared any previous liquidity there. Is this going to push down now? Break out the bottom, break out the top, maybe. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick break. I'm getting a bit thirsty, so I'm going to pop that on there. So I'll be around about 3 to 5 minutes, uh, and I'll be back. Get rid of that, I think. So we got sellers at there. Sellers around here as well. Nice cheese roll as well. So we have got some buyers there. So see if this thing pulls back. I wouldn't take that long there. It's too far from that EMA, so I wouldn't be shocked if that gets stopped out. And we've had a channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new high. So it does give me the impression this thing is trying to go higher. So a pullback here, 2 legs back and a second entry long might not be a bad way up. Uh, who knows? I mean, if this is a bigger channel, Matt certainly got it marked as a bigger channel. You probably expect a new high. Nothing you can do here. May work up, but for me, it's just floating in the middle of nowhere here. Channel break, 2 pushes to a new high. It's bound to be some profit taking there. We've got a bear bar, lower high there, so you'd quite likely expect that to get back to the EMA. I probably would. So if we can get a bounce here, let me have a look. 2.5. There is orders for buyers down there. There's some a little bit lower as well, but If we can get a push down, stop that out, I think we'll probably hit that relatively quick anyway, so we may get a long. Who knows? Possible failure there. Trouble is, I only expect that to come back to the EMA, and by the time that it finishes, if it does come down anymore, uh, am I taking off Christmas break? Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'll probably do the 21st, 22nd. Let me have a look. Okay, so Monday the 22nd, Tuesday the 23rd. I'll certainly be off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, 26th, 28th, Saturday, Sunday. And then we got the 29th and 30th and 31st, which are trading days. So, uh, uh, to be fair, I actually feel the benefits of a good break. So, what I may do is work the Monday, Tuesday, which is 22nd, 23rd, and have the 29th, 30th, and 31st off because I think they'll be quieter. If traders break up for Christmas, then usually Christmas Eve day before. So I think I'm probably better off doing the 22nd, 23rd, and then having Christmas Day after 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and the first. So I get 9 complete days off then. That's not a bad break, that. Uh, yeah, I think there's going to be more people the few days after Christmas that are going to be off. Uh, yeah, it is. Yeah. I do feel the benefit. I think it was a year before last was the first time I'd actually completely had Christmas off, and I did feel better coming back in the new year. I've got my first tax return in the new year. Not sure when I need to do it. I need to get a bit of advice. I think you've got to do it before the end of the second year. I can't remember now. It's getting a bit slow and boring now, isn't it? Maybe a spike in a channel. Who knows? We haven't really had a lot of price action, to be honest. Very little, really. Okay, I think I'm going to knock it on the head there. I may come back in an hour or so. I feel a bit tired today and it's moving slow and it's really boring. So I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night. So I'm just sat here feeling really tired. So I may go and do a few things and then come back for an hour later. So I appreciate your company. I'll leave you guys to it. So we're now Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do it all again. So if you carry on trading, best of luck. Uh, I wanted to ask you about Albrook's strategy. Is it exactly like Thomas Ways and Max? To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. I'm probably the wrong person to ask there. I've never really looked at it. I think they're different from what little I've seen, but yeah, I'm probably the wrong one really to ask. So sorry I can't help you there. So I'll leave you guys to it anyway. Have a great evening, stay safe, and I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do it all again. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.